How do you know the dog's high? Like, is there a test? Do you get his blood sample? I would have assumed it was a brain problem. Crazy vet stories submitted by healthcare workers at my comedy shows. Cheers! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's start freaking reading. A dog/patient came into the ER for a possible foreign body obstruction. While in the treatment area, the patient vomited, and lo and behold, in all its glory, a butt plug. Can you imagine the dog owner? Oh, there it is! I mean, what is that, doctor? I don't know. The owners tried to pass it off as a dog toy, worst excuse ever. Dog did fine afterward. Oh, yay! The dog's good! And you got the butt plug back, ready for use. The dog did not know he was putting it in the wrong hole. I'm in vet med. I'm a vet, every story is crazy. But now I work in specialty medicine and my patients are super sick or have a weird illness. My stories always involve the owners not understanding simple things, such as dogs and cats have nipples. They're always mistaken for ticks and people try to pull them off. No! Oh! God! People, it's not a tick. Stop giving your pets titty twisters. I am a veterinarian. I opened the exam room door and a very high lady with a pregnant pit bull was standing there naked with a dress in her hands. As I stood there like a deer in headlights, she said, "Oh, the leash got tangled in my dress and the only option was to take your clothes off? Maybe I'll try this on my next date." Oh no, the leash is getting tangled. How is this happening to me? How did these come off? The pit bull's not the only thing getting pregnant tonight. I'm a vet tech, and we had an elderly client share her Advil, 8 tablets to be exact, with her 3.5-pound toy poodle. Well, say goodbye to the poodle. The owner overdosed on Advil herself, so while we were inducing vomiting on her dog and providing supportive care for her dog, she was being taken to the ER to be treated for her own toxicity. Just because you like doing something doesn't mean your dog does too. Does baby want some Advil? Advil? Another fun story, I got a deep laceration on my neck and chest by a cat. I had to get 14 stitches, but I still tried to care for a few clients and patients before my supervisor had me go to the ER while my neck was spurting blood. Ooh. Had my scratch gotten another few millimeters closer, I would have severed my carotid. You know what you need? 8 Advil tablets. Also, can you imagine walking into the vet and seeing this person offering you help? Don't mind the blood, my dear. How can I help you? As a vet tech, we regularly do icky procedures like expressing anal glands. Basically stick your finger up the dog's ass and squeeze. Well, I've been waiting all my life for someone to express my anal glands. Be sure to stay away from the barrel of the gun, keep your mouth closed, and have a pair of spare scrubs handy because you'll otherwise be stinky for the rest of the day. No different than a human hospital then. I have been on once or twice in my life. Proud to say it too. Badge of honor.
Guess I can cross this one off my bucket list.
Vet tech here. Dog escaped yard and was found having cut its stomach open on a tree branch. Oh no! Came in the ER with its guts hanging on the floor off of the crash cart. It was still looking around and smiling at the techs. Technicians are holding its guts up and trying to cart it back. They do a dirty sew on the wet table and then bring it back to the OR and fix it up properly. The dog ended up living. He made it! And he was smiling while his stomach was cut open. I gotta tell you, it takes guts to be a vet tech, you know what I mean? I am a veterinarian, and I had an emergency come in at lunchtime. Lady stated that she was washing her dog and a huge boil ruptured in his abdomen. Had the lady show me the boil, and grabbed his penis and shouted, "There it is." I looked up slowly and said, "Ma'am, that's his penis." She gasped, released his penis, and said, "I have 3 sons. Oh my God, this really shows you how long it's been since I've seen a penis." Ma'am, I need you to lower your voice. There are children here. We laughed our asses off and I couldn't even charge her for the emergency fee. Well, hey, it's one way to get out of a hospital bill. Show your doctor your boil. Doctor, before you go, look at my boil. Don't get too close. It might rupture. At a vet clinic, we had a family bring in their pet pig that had gotten into rat poison. Who owns a pet pig? Where did this story come from? Birmingham, Alabama. Of course. The only way to get him to eat anything to neutralize the poison was putting charcoal in soft cat food. He immediately slurped, literally slurped, it up His whole snout was black, and it was some of the most disturbing sounds I've ever heard. How do you think he feels about you eating bacon? Think about that the next time you slurp shame this pig. I'm a vet tech, and I caused a divorce when a husband dropped off a dog that ate a pair of lacy thongs that did not belong to his wife. Ruh-roh, someone's in trouble. The wife came to pick up the dog, and I showed her the thong. She said, "Those are not mine. Can you keep my dog here for a little bit while I contact a lawyer?" and walked out of the ER. Imagine the husband trying to play this off. "Honey, it's not what it looks like, okay? The thong is mine." He would have to wear thongs for the rest of the marriage. Now that is rough. I'm going to school for veterinary assistant. We have a grooming clinic in our campus. One time I was restraining a dog so my group member can trim its nails. It was struggling and was trying to wiggle away, so I held it tighter. Next thing I know, when I let it go, it on my leg. Just like working in a human ER. If you haven't been shitted on, do you even work in healthcare?
Makes you wonder.
I work for a GI office, and one of my patients called in and told me that she had taken her stool specimen to her vet's office because she thought she had worms. They told her to leave. They only service animals. I had to try so hard not to laugh. Well, what does she expect the vet to do? "Yes, ma'am. Those are worms. They look healthy. What would you like us to do with them?" I work in the vet field, and I have a ton of patient-client stories. One just happened a few days ago. The client didn't know an intact female dog can get periods. Explaining to this man what periods were was very interesting. Periods can be a bitch. Am I right, ladies? This once again proves that men know nothing about the female anatomy, whether it be a dog, a human, or anything. Let's watch some crazy vet hospital videos, shall we?
Nice to meet you. Can I say hello to you? My name's Tom. You can say hello. Hi. Hello. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is how psych patients wish we treated them. And nobody got time for this. But this is very sweet.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
Good.
he lured him out of the corner and then took his spot. Oh, the dog's happy. If I had a pet, I would take it to this guy, but I can't imagine every office is like this.
I got my ankles microwaved.
X-ray.
They took my blood away to use for science.
Cholesterol test.
April had her sinuses removed.
Looked at.
Some guy looked at my wiener, touched it. That was weird.
And that guy wasn't even a doctor.
That...
It's from my favorite TV show, Parks and Recreation. That was pretty funny.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Oh, the poor pup. Is that how you dislodge a ball from a dog's throat? They have another one, hold on. Oh, I did not know that that's how you get a ball out of a dog's throat. You know what that reminds me of in the ER? It reminds me of trying to fix someone's jaw. We sedate them, and the doctor literally goes into their mouth, pushes the jaw down and back into place. Good job, vets.
A client called us stating his red-eared slider had a rock stuck in between his shell and leg, and he sure did. It was quite a bit larger than we had expected, but of course that was no issue. We went ahead and removed it for him, just with some gentle manipulation and a pair of forceps. The patient did very well for this procedure, and it feels much better now that that has been removed.
Why did that feel so satisfying? How did that even get in there? Did you just steal that man's treasure?
3 essential veterinary emergency skills every dog owner should know. Number 1, assess, is this an emergency or not? Lift up their lips, look at their gum color. Are their gums bright and pink, or are they pale, suggesting internal bleeding?
That's interesting because obviously you can't see the dog's skin because of the fur, so you look at their gums to see if they're pale.
Number 2, what to do if your dog is poisoned. If your 10-pound dog has just eaten 2 tablespoons of these dark chocolate tips, you could be at risk of chocolate toxicity. Great idea to have this hydrogen peroxide on hand to be able to induce vomiting. Dog dose, it is 1 teaspoon or 5 mils of the 3% hydrogen peroxide per 10 pounds of body. Tilt her head back, stick the syringe into the corner of her mouth, squirt it into her mouth, close her mouth. If you're unable to see an emergency veterinarian in a timely manner, it's a great idea to be able to induce vomiting.
Hydrogen peroxide, we use that in the ER to clean up blood. It's also really good for dislodging earwax. If your ear is plugged and you have a bunch of earwax in there, a little bit of hydrogen peroxide and water softens up the earwax, and we shoot some water into it and it just pops out. But it's also good in case your dog eats something poison.
3, your dog's been hit by a car, they're bleeding, they're in shock, do you know what to do? Lift up their lips, you look at their gum color. They're no longer bright pink, they're a pale color. That's just internal bleeding, a dog in shock. Say they're bleeding out of their rear leg, I want you to get gauze, detail, whatever you have, gauze on top of the bleeding wound, compress it. If they bleed through that gauze, put more gauze on top. If the bleeding continues, you may need a compression bandage. You may need to be putting force above that wound, perhaps the artery's been injured. Firmly wrap that leg, and then get your dog to the emergency vet as soon as you can.
Pressure, pressure, more pressure. You want to keep all that blood inside. I like this guy.
Got it, my boy?
That's an interesting way to feed your kitten some medicine. The cat had no idea that was coming. That would be an interesting way to feed Grandma her medication. Look, Grandma, over here. I'm a dancer. Whoopah! Stuffed right in her mouth.
I mean, then look at this then.
Oh my god, that is a fat cat. Oh my god. It's Garfield in real life. Your dog is acting weird and keeps falling over. Oh no, is it a neural problem? The dog is high. Excuse me? How do you know the dog's high? Like, is there a test? Do you get his blood sample? I would have assumed it was a brain problem.
Unbelievable splinter removed from the eye.
Oh, it's a splinter. Ooh, oh.
Got it.
Oh, it's such a tiny splinter. It did so much damage.
That's what she said.
Oh, the poor cat. Severe meiosis, or as the vet likes to say, meowsis. Oh, it's an angry kitten. Oh my god. No gloves.
Due to your cat. Nothing.
Oh,
She's the
double dose.
cat. So as soon as she comes in here,
Did you hear that? The owner was like, she's the sweetest thing, I promise. Liar. That was a spawn of kind of looked like we were going through an exorcism there for a bit, but the cat was just angry. Oh, we got shot. Oh, man down. Oh, does the tiger know that you're laying next to it taking pictures? That you took advantage of him. You took pictures of him while he was sleeping. That's not okay. Thank you for watching, everybody. I am currently on tour right now. Ticket links and dates are in my bio. My 2025 comedy tour dates are up now, so get your tickets and I will see you at a show. This is Momo. Hi, Momo. Say hi, Momo. Bye. Bye. Today we'll be reading crazy veterinary stories submitted by healthcare workers at Steve Ioe's show. My glasses!